Episode 2.
Episode 2 of what we decide. What was our official name for it?
Rambling with the homies.
Rambling with the homies.
Rambling with the homies. We didn't have a name for last week's podcast, but it's okay. We got one now. That's all that matters.
What did you put for the name for the first episode?
I put like introduction, and like NFL free agency. I'm working on it like right now.
Hey, well, we can have one where I know we have Rambling with the homies, but I'm just saying, bro, that can be a title for one of our episodes.
Yeah, that'll be a specific episode where we're just like, I'm just saying, bro, and you just got to roll with it.
Right. Man.
Except when you talk about the Saints.
What a weekend of sport, or what a week of sports news. A lot of stuff going on. A lot
of stuff in NFL, college basketball going on. Insane.
Obviously, we don't just talk about sports on this, but that's just what the big thing is right here.
That's just what's going on right now. It's just all about sports.
So, I reached out to JD and Langston earlier today. So at work, we're big sports people. We talk a lot about sports. Today, we did one of the hardest things we've done in a while. We tried to rank the AFC, NFC, then we did like overall ranking. Man,
I'm about to pull this up.
I have another picture I can send you guys, but that was probably one of the hardest things. And then I haven't talked to you about like we did our 1 through 32 rankings with that. Man, it's interesting. So I love to hear your thoughts. I know we
let's go over it. Let's go over it. And with the video version of the podcast, I'll post the pictures of it. But let's go over the AFC first. So you got Chiefs at 1, Bills at 2.
So we changed it a little bit. Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah. You can go. You tell it then.
So we went ahead. This is a tough one. So we went Bills at 1. We went Chiefs 2. We had Ravens at 3. The Chargers 4. Bengals at 5. Broncos at 6. Browns team we ranked them 7, saying Watson, if he's playing, no suspension at all. We have him as the 7th best team in the AFC. We had the Raiders at 8, Titans at 9, Colts at 10, Patriots at 11, Pittsburgh at 12, Miami at 13, Houston at 14, New York Jets at 15, and Jacksonville at 16.
Now let me ask you this: was this before or after Matt Ryan got traded today?
This was after.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Colts getting better than what they're at right now. Where you listed them at.
I mean, this was between 5 of us at work. We're going back and forth, so it was rough, man.
So the only thing you changed from the original topic was the Bills. You originally had Bills at 2 and Chiefs at 1, but you flipped them.
Yeah.
So you think the Bills are better than the Chiefs?
I mean, we did it based off of. I mean, the Bills last year, arguably, you can say Josh Allen was playing better than Mahomes at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think the Bills' offense doesn't have as many weapons as the Chiefs does with like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and all of them. But we were looking at it defensive wise. The addition of Von Miller is going to help the Bills' defense so much, and they already had a solid defense going into it. And of all the teams, the Bills, they're going to have not easiest, but their division is easier than what the Chiefs are going to have to go through.
True.
So we're looking at it saying if the Bills will most likely get home field advantage because the AFC West is going to beat up on each other. The AFC North right now is probably going to beat up on each other. And I don't see the AFC South winning, like being a 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs.
No. Bills also got Roger Saffold, the lineman, the guard from the Titans, and they also signed OJ Howard. I forgot where JD wanted him to go on the last podcast, but I didn't even know he signed with the Bills over the week.
Very quietly. I think what wasn't reported. I didn't see Rap Sheet reported. I didn't see Garofalo posted. And I was talking to one of my friends about this, man. Like, that's a real sneaky signing for Buffalo if you think about it. You already got Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of offenses
True.
Are going to that 2 tight end sets. So, that's very interesting what they're doing up there.
They just added I think today it was reported they added Jameson Crowder. I think it's time to like
really?
1 year, $4 million deal, I believe. So which is sneaky since they got rid of
Cole Beasley.
They released Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
Was it Sanders as well? They let him go? Let him walk?
He was I think he was just signed a 1-year contract. So But yeah, I don't know. What were your other thoughts on that list? I know it's a little different. I know the AFC is a gauntlet.
I will say this because I texted you this, you guys this in the group chat. 3 through 7, man. I'm surprised y'all had the Bengals as low as 5. You know, especially what they've been doing in this early in free agency. You know, I understand that's a tough division that they're about to go through now. You know, defenses are going to know what Joey's trying to get to, so you know they're going to start making their adjustments to that. But I really like how they attack free agency so far. You know, throwing that money. You know, as a lot of people are saying, fuck the draft picks. You know, and it's win now mentality, honestly. But yeah, I'm surprised y'all had the Bengals that low. Surprised y'all really had the Ravens that high, which I understand. Louisville school, Lamar got to show the support, but man, Ravens got to show a lot. They got to bounce back. That they had a tough year, injuries obviously, but
that was our biggest thing. Like we looked at the Ravens, their injuries were like so brutal, and then I think they made one of the best free agent signings of the offseason, bringing in Marcus Williams, obviously former Saints fan, and he's a former Saints player, but he's one of the best free safeties. You can put him back there by himself, he can cover the whole field. And their DBs with a healthy Marcus Peters, healthy Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams over the top, and then I think
Chuck he's
Clark,
nice, in the box.
Yeah.
In the box. Like their defense was always good. They were just so beat up by injury last year. And then their offense, obviously, barring health again, is every team. They made a sneaky signing, bringing in the left tackle. I don't remember his name.
Moses.
Yes,
Moses
from
the Jets.
Signing.
I believe he was.
Yeah, he's really good. Morgan Moses.
I was
just looking at that.
He's a good value pick. I'm not saying he's like one of the elite left tackles in the game, obviously, but he's very serviceable and better than what they had.
Yeah.
And then think about the running backs they get back. They get back JK next year. They get a healthy Rashad Bateman hopefully going into the year with Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, and Lamar coming back. I mean, again, barring health, we just thought I like what they did so far. I mean, I know the Bengals, I like them, but last year they overachieved. That was my thing. They won, like, if you look at the amount of close games they won last year, is doubtful that carries over. Then they got to beat up on an injured division. Not saying they didn't deserve it or anything like that, but it just sort of broke that way last year.
But I agree with you, EJ. I think they overachieved, but they also revamped a lot in free agency, getting Collins from the Cowboys, putting him at tackle if he's healthy, getting the Buccaneers offensive guard, and also a new center from the Patriots, and also signing Hayden Hurst and re-signing your boy Eli Apple.
I mean, that was probably the worst move they made.
But I don't know. I think honestly, all they were missing for the most part was offensive line. It seems like they covered a lot of that in free agency so far. Franchise tag, Jesse Bates, one of the better higher end safeties. So I don't know. I think it'll be close. Obviously, it's hard to see how the Ravens will bounce back from all their injuries, but I think I don't know. It'll be close. The Chargers, I think, can be better than the Ravens if they don't mess up.
The reason we put the Chargers below the Ravens is sort of one of the reasons I put the Bengals below the Ravens. I don't trust their head coach enough.
Yeah, true.
So, like, I mean, Zach Taylor, last year with Joey Burrow, that man got sacked almost, I think, was it the most times in NFL history if you include the playoffs?
Yep.
And it's just like, to me, I know obviously I'm not a coach or anything like that, but just watching it, having no help, sending your O lineman is just block 5, just have 5 O linemen block their D lineman, no chips or anything like that. It just didn't. I feel like they were setting Joey B up for failure, and he had to do a lot. I mean, just look what happened in the last play of the game.
Agreed.
Like, pressured immediately, obviously, and your wide receiver got wide open, but you don't have time to throw him the ball.
Game of inches.
But
Yeah.
that was our reason for that. Any other ones?
I mean, AFC is going to be tough. Browns can go anywhere from 7 all the way down to the very bottom, depending about how the Watson case is, and we won't talk too much about that until we figure out what happens. Titans, I'm never really confident in the Titans. I don't like Tannehill. I've never liked them. Colts, we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing we talked about with the Ravens, again, we were looking at the, not saying like going too deep in the schedule, but they finished last place in the division last year. So they're playing all the last place teams across the AFC.
True, I didn't even think about that.
And so like the Bengals are gonna be playing the Bills,
the top,
the Titans. Like they are gonna have a decent schedule, but that's tough already. Just having to play all the number ones, which they could beat them. They proved they could beat some of those teams, but it's just different. But yeah,
Patriots at 11. Do we think Mark Jones takes the step?
We did that based off quarterbacks. Are you taking Mac Jones over any of the quarterbacks above him?
I still haven't bought into the Mac Jones of what he is. I think he's just a young quarterback that makes smart decisions. I don't think he makes the special play. I mean, I got to see more. I guess I think I need to watch more New England games, but I mean, I definitely just want to see more of what he can do.
But so you think that's high for them?
It's just weird seeing the Patriots that low, especially with Belichick.
Yeah,
I don't know how much higher we can put them up. I think the most we can put them up is above the Colts at 10, and they're not going to go any lower than Pittsburgh, Dolphins, Texans, Jets, and Jaguars.
Yeah. But I don't know. The AFC, I have 11 teams competing for 7 spots.
It's tough. I think it's hard because you want to say a sleeper team, but really any team 1 through 9 can be really good in that division or that conference. Because I think the Raiders will be really good with Devontae Adams. Forgot who else they've gotten in this offseason.
They brought in Chandler Jones.
That's right, yeah, because they got rid of Ngakoue.
Yep. I think that's it. They said he's been on 4 or 5 teams in 4 years.
Because he went to from the Jags, the Ravens, to the Vikings, to
the Raiders.
To the Raiders.
And he just got sent to I'm not sure.
The Colts. He's on the Colts now. Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. That one was tough. We got only 2 we really. We looking at the list since we changed it before I sent you guys. We didn't really have a consensus on anything for the most part. 1 through 10 was hard.
Yeah, that's it's tough. It really depends. I think Russell Wilson's gonna have a good year. Just because I think the Seahawks, between him and Pete Carroll, didn't really get along, and one person wanted the power, and obviously the other person didn't want to give it up. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in that offense with that defense.
Yeah.
Like we said, Browns can go either way. They can either rise above, depending on the whole Watson case, or they could sink down to the bottom. Because who's their backup quarterback right now?
Well, technically it's Baker.
Technically Baker. Yeah, but
they have
Jacoby.
They have Jacoby.
Jacoby. Yeah, that's right.
But did you see the some of the stuff reports that came out? They said the Browns were asking for a first round pick back.
Yeah.
For Baker.
For Baker. I saw that.
I was watching something today. I don't remember which show it was. Might have been Rich Eisen's show, but they were talking about Baker's what teams really need a quarterback right now? Seattle.
Carolina.
The Texans said they weren't. Texans said they're planning to build around Davis Mills for at least this year. See how he does. They hit on a lot of picks last year. Carolina needs one, but are they going to draft one? Do you want to trade for Baker?
I feel
Atlanta, like I said,
Atlanta just
Seattle.
I think they're going to give Mariota a shot, and I love it. I think he's
hope
still a
so. I love
starting
Mariota.
caliber quarterback in this league right now. He feels the needs. He's mobile. Come on now, like what he ran a 4.5 on his at the combine.
Yes, I mean,
and he's still fast. Like when I was with the Raiders, he was there, and like we were running plays, and he was just still super fast. He was still super good. He was dealing with a little stuff in the preseason, but I think all that's kind of taken care of right now. Super great dude in person. Hope all the best for him. Hopefully he can turn Atlanta around and beat the Saints twice a year and knock them out of the playoffs.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he might be better than Matt Ryan in that regard because he could never really do that consistently. Yeah. I mean, talking about Atlanta, do you guys want to go through the NFC list that we put out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Did you change anything on the NFC list?
Just of what you guys talked about potentially with your teams.
Okay.
We can do that in a second. I'll say what we had first, and then we can make your.
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
So we came up NFC. We really had the top two are very easy. I mean, it was Rams who just won a Super Bowl and the Bucks. And then at that point, it felt wrong doing this, but we put the Cowboys at 3. But like,
man,
they are talented
every year.
But like, they are every year. That's what I'm saying. It's a regular season team, and they always choke in the playoffs. But like on paper,
the NFL,
the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, on paper right now, we had the Packers at 4 because I don't know who Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to, and their defense they're okay. They're not defense that scares me. I don't know what you guys feel about Green Bay at all.
You don't want my thoughts.
But I can't bet
against. I'm not scared of Green Bay anymore.
Yeah. Listen, I know your thoughts, but like I can't bet against Aaron Rodgers, but I have to see what they do the rest of the offseason. So I have them at 4. I have the Niners at 5 if Jimmy's the quarterback. I have the Cardinals at 6. And then like those are the top 6 for sure that I think should make playoffs depending on like how their teams go or like if everybody's healthy, whatever. Then like we had a clump at 7, 8, and 9 with the Saints, Eagles, and Vikings. Like we honestly didn't really know. We said that we had the Vikings as the best quarterback of that group,
easily.
Kirk Cousins, but we said the Saints had the best defense between the 3. And then, I mean, the Eagles made the playoffs last year, but they weren't anything to.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also look at their division,
right? So we went Saints 7, Eagles at 8, Vikings at 9. Then we had Washington 10. We had Seattle at 11. We had the Bears at 12. Falcons 13, Panthers 14, Lions 15, and the Giants being the worst team in the NFC. So go ahead and hit me with your thoughts, guys. I know I saw your messages about that too. I know you thought the Bears and Vikings were maybe a spot low, but
go ahead. Obviously, I'll let JD go first. JD, talk about your Bears. I know you want to talk about that.
It's just the disrespect that y'all really think the Seattle Seahawks are better than the Chicago Bears right now. With Drew Lock at quarterback.
I'll tell you the reason we came up with, okay? When we're breaking down the Seahawks and Bears, we literally said, I don't know besides Darnell Mooney who's going to be moving the ball receiver-wise for the Bears. Like, I don't know if I don't think I'm missing anybody. I'm not trying to disrespect the Bears or anything, JD, but I don't know if you can. Is there somebody else besides him?
Byron Pringle from the Kansas City Chiefs. We also signed.
Yeah, I saw that.
St. Brown from the Packers. You know, we're just gonna keep building with the draft. I'm hoping we can get after probably Pickens out of Georgia potentially. See when I would love for us to trade into the first and get Olave, but I know that's a pipe dream right now. But it's a beautiful draft for receivers right now. We got 2 second-round picks, so you know I'm hoping Poles has an idea on what he wants to do. But I think we're a better team than the Seattle Seahawks. Just to get back to the list, Washington has a quarterback with 2 sprained ankles playing quarterback, so I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, dominating defense it is what it is. You can call them the Chicago Bears if you want, honestly. But I mean,
You're
yeah.
talking about for Washington?
Yeah, the Commanders.
But I mean,
Yeah. For
I would be solid at 11 though, just to be humble with it. But I was just tripping about the Seahawks.
Yeah, it was hard because like we thought like your teams were. We say they're close. I was lower on the Seahawks than the rest of the people that I was making the list with, but mainly because of Drew Lock. But when we were looking at the weapons, offensive wise, I mean DK, Tyler Lockett, and Noah Fant. I like those three, and obviously Drew Lock. He's an up and down quarterback, and so I don't know how it's gonna go. But also the Bears O line is
we're answering it. It's getting there.
Yeah, you're working. Yeah, you're getting there, but like it's close. It wasn't like it was like a big gap for us. It's like it was very close.
I will say we did beat the Seahawks last year with Russell Wilson and with these weapons you're talking about, except for Noah Fant. But I'll let you continue. With Nick Foles playing quarterback.
Yeah,
just want to throw that in there.
That's fine.
I'm fighting for that 11 spot, man. I'm desperate for it.
No,
I want the 11 spot.
No, I know. Yeah, and then like after we talked, I moved you up to 11 on like I moved you guys up to 11 over the Seahawks, and like when I edited it, but I was just saying before edit so we could talk about that since I knew we had it. Langston, you said something about the Vikings and the Eagles. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think the Vikings should be above the Eagles. We cleaned house with Mike Zimmer, got him out of there, got McConnell in, gonna turn Kirk Cousins into a superhero. I mean, what I want to hear your reasoning and your friend's reasoning for the Eagles being higher than the Vikings.
So we did it. It was rough. Like again, it was like with the Seahawks and Bears. It was like very close, but mainly because we looked at the Eagles and said we looked what they did last year, all the issues and stuff they had. Jalen Hurts played. He had his ups and downs, but when they actually made themselves a run first team, they did make the playoffs. So we gave them credit for that. I know they played in the NFC East, but they still made the playoffs. Their defense is obviously not world beater. It's okay, but I think they're better than the Vikings defense. I thought. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we had a lot of issues with our team in general last year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, defense is the big one with one of our draft picks getting arrested, and we released him, who he actually was proved innocent, and he signed with the Cardinals now, Jeff Gladney. Patrick Peterson was hurt for a few games toward the end of the season. Hopefully we can sign him back, be a good veteran cornerback. But other than that, like anytime Eric Kendricks goes out and like gets injured, then like we pretty much every team we play against throws over the middle, and our defense falls apart. I don't think we're gonna sign Anthony Barr. He's a free agent this year. But we did talk to Zadarius Smith today. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully we get him. That'd be a good pickup, especially since we're switching our defense to a 3-4. But I mean, like looking at our offense, I think our offense is going to be really better than our defense this year, just because McConnell's an offensive guy, whereas Zimmer was a defensive scheme. And plus McConnell's worked with Cousins in the past, and plus he's going to supposedly turn Justin Jefferson into what like Cooper Kupp was with the Rams. Plus, you still got Adam Thielen. Irv Smith is coming back from meniscus injury. Dalvin Cook, knock on one, he stays healthy. And then really all we got to worry about is O-line and sign another tight end because we just lost Tyler Conklin to – who did he sign with? The Jets.
Did he go to the Jets with CJ Uzomah? Did they both go there?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, so – I mean, I get what you're saying. Eagles just re-signed or cut Fletcher Cox and re-signed them, and then they still have Slay. They still have Darius Slay, right?
They still have Darius Slay, then they still have they have 3 first-round picks. And
I forgot about that.
I think they have like 3 in the first 18 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think it'll really come down to how they draft and how we draft. Really, we got to focus on our O-line. get our defensive line backs up. Hopefully, we sign Akeem Hicks, deal him away from the Bears, get someone in the middle. But I think if we can get Zadarius Smith and put him and Daniil Hunter on both ends, I think that'll be nice. That'll be good. Something we haven't had in a very long time since probably Everson Griffin and Brian Robinson.
Yeah. I think they Jared Allen
Jared Allen too. Forgot about that.
But yeah, that was our thoughts for that. Because I mean, obviously there's a big drop off in the NFC from
huge.
Their top. You can even say top 6, but I would say like maybe top 2.5. I mean, like I said, Cowboys. We all know how the Cowgirls show up in the playoffs. Like we end up doing just for poops and giggles. We acted like if we were going to take the 14 best teams in the playoffs, we went and we had 9 teams from the AFC versus like we had our list. We ended up breaking down like a power rankings for all 32. So I'd say like the top 14 just for what we talked about. So we had the Bills, Chiefs, Rams, Bucks, Ravens at 5, Chargers 6, Bengals 7, Cowboys 8, Packers 9, Broncos 10, Browns 11, Raiders 12, Niners 13, and then Titans 14 would be if we took the 14 best teams we think on paper now. With the Cardinals and Colts just missing the cut, but both of those teams could potentially make it in. But I don't know. It was interesting. We have things like this. We do things like this all the time at work, so it's just.
I think so obviously Aaron Rodgers is gonna do whatever Aaron Rodgers wants.
Right.
I think they're gonna re-sign MVS and give him at least one good target. He's just going to throw to whoever he needs to. I mean, that's what he's done for a lot of his career outside of Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams.
Greg Jennings.
Yeah, Greg Jennings. He's going to turn someone into the next whatever. They obviously not going to be nearly as good as Devontae Adams.
Right.
But MVS, I think they still have Lazard on roster. So he'll be fine. I'm not worried about that.
Julio Jones. That's a name that keeps flying around.
Yeah, I forgot about
now. But
it's not the same Julio as it used to be.
We don't know that. I feel like if he can figure out this hamstring issue that he's going through, I don't know what deep tissue issues he's having. Langston, he might need to come see you. I don't know, but man, if we can just see a fraction, if we can just get 80% Julio or 75, I feel like that's still a top. I think it's not top 5
for the Packers.
In general, Packers are in general.
Because I really don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think I never really liked him going to the Titans because they're not a pass first offense. As a run with Derrick Henry. I know in past they've always talked about Aaron Rodgers and Julio Jones teaming up, or Aaron Rodgers and Odell Beckham teaming up, which I don't think Odell is the same Odell as he used to be. I mean, he did have a good Super Bowl before he got hurt. So hopefully he can bounce back. I would rather him not sign with the Packers, him or Julio, because I'm sick and tired of the Packers running the division every year. But yeah, that was the only team. The Packers I'm like okay with. Who else you got there? 49ers depends on Jimmy G. I know they're trying to figure out about trading him, but like we talked about earlier in the podcast, like who else needs a quarterback besides Texans, Panthers,
Falcons? But I know we just like
but Falcons just got Mariota, so it's questionable right now. So Seattle? It really depends on what they do. I mean, Seattle, I don't know what they plan on doing with Drew Lock. It sucks because they still have DK Metcalf, and who knows what's going to happen with that. Cardinals, depending on whatever happens to the Kyler Murray and Cardinals drama they've had all year, whether reports are true about him being childish and just playing video games all night, or he's actually taking it seriously, that could depend on that. But other than that, I mean it's really flexible.
Yeah, it's flexible. Like, if you have the Cardinals and Colts, I think they're a clear Not clear, but I think you can say 1 through 16. I feel like that those 6 teams make up the top half of the league. I think you can argue. Like, I mean, the next 3 out, we had Saints, Vikings, Patriots, which all 3 of those teams, all 3 have potential. It's just a matter if they can see it through. But
they're all on the outside looking in right now,
right,
like in the bubble.
Right. And obviously, with like the Saints and Vikings have a more likely chance of playoffs just because they play in the weaker conference.
Yeah,
but again,
especially when you get the Lions. But then again, the Vikings lose.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it is March, so we're doing this in March. It's like, we have so much time for even the first game, so who knows what happens.
And there's still so much time before free agency. The draft is coming up soon. We got plenty of time.
You still have arguably the top free agent on the rankings list hasn't signed yet, Teron Armstead. So, depending on where he goes, that could be a big. I know he had his visit in Miami today.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I was surprised he didn't sign there. So I wonder if he's going to visit anywhere else, or he's going to maybe talk back with the Saints again just to see what it is. But it's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
So outside of that, I know we're talking about football. It is March, so it's March Madness time of year. How your brackets doing?
I haven't checked it ever since the game we won't talk about.
That school from Jersey.
Yeah, the school from Jersey.
Upsetting Murray State in the round of 32.
Hey, if they keep winning, it won't look too bad, but obviously it still looks terrible.
Right. I
saw a crazy stat on that Jersey team. Their head coach, I think it said the last Jersey school to make it to the Sweet 16 was Seton Hall in the early 2000s. And the starting point guard for that Seton Hall team is the current head coach for that Jersey school right now. So it was kind of interesting. Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because both UK men's and women's both lost to a team from Jersey, being St. Peter's and Princeton in the first round.
Wait, the women lost to Princeton?
Yeah. Yeah, we lost in the first round. Whenever the first round was for the women's game, I didn't get to watch it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Which sucks, coming off a big win against South Carolina and then lose to Princeton. And just kind of flattening out.
Right. And like my men's bracket, well, I only made 2 this year. I didn't do any on the ESPN app just because we did a little thing at work where we had to handwrite them. My one bracket, like my one non-series bracket, I said, okay, we have UK Tennessee. Lost them both really quick for my championship. Yeah. Right now, my other one, I'm banking it's Gonzaga and Nova in the finals for me. Then I have Nova winning. And I think the other 2 teams were, I want to say Baylor, maybe Houston, something like that. It wasn't like any of the none of like the favorites from those brackets. I think the only one seed I had was Gonzaga making it just because their path looked not easy, but very
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I will tell you what, SEC looked terrible in the tournament.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter, and I don't know if it's just people making up excuses, but everyone said that the SEC played like harder, and the refs let them like pretty much like fight each other and just be like go neck and neck at it. And by the time we got to the tournament, everyone was just like dead tired. Could be true with the performance. I think the only SEC team left is Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because everyone else, Auburn lost, Tennessee lost, Kentucky lost.
Was there anybody else in it outside of Arkansas?
No, because A&M didn't make it. I think that's it. Oh, Alabama lost.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm rooting for Michigan. Good old Juwan Howard.
I am selfishly wishing for a Villanova because I will want a free lunch out of that if they win. So
be selfish then.
Yeah. Like we did.
Go ahead, EJ.
Go ahead. I was about to say we did my boss. He's doing like a little thing with all like the undergraduate workers and like all our pro staff, full time people. So all of us got randomly got assigned teams. So like if our team wins, we'll get us lunch. So we got, for all the pro staff, we all got 4 total teams between the men's and women's. I got Tennessee in the men's, so obviously that's gone. I have South Carolina, BYU, and I forget who else for the women's, but I'm banking on that South Carolina pick coming through.
Hopefully.
Got really lucky with that one. Yeah, you can go ahead, JD.
I was just gonna say I still have UCLA winning it. I still think with them having a lot of guys come back from that team from last year, that they can possibly still make a push. I'm trying to think who I was watching the other night. Houston, man. Houston's a tough team. I still like Duke. I mean, if they can just show up and play and not get in foul trouble, they should compete. I think they have their eyes on Gonzaga right now. But this week 16, it's going to be some fun basketball. I was really rooting for Loyola Chicago. I had them going all the way to the Sweet 16. So
yeah,
but hell yeah,
lots of crazy stuff going on.
And let's see, between March Madness, NFL, the forgotten one that right now is the NBA. They're finishing up their season at the moment. Man, how are all your teams doing?
I mean, Rockets are banking on a top 3 pick. We have Brooklyn's pick, so we just hope they keep losing. I think we have 3 first-round draft picks this year. We at least have 2. I think we have 3, though. But I don't know. I know a lot of Rockets fan base, hopefully. They want Chet. I'm not too sold on Chet. I don't think he's going to be like that great. I really want the what's his name out of Auburn. Yeah, I think he's going to be really nice. Between him and Paola, I really want those 2. But we'll see.
JD, I know your team's been riding hot. I think they have the second best record since the All-Star break,
rolling,
I believe.
Rolling, man.
Yeah.
We just finished a back to back out in on the West Coast. Had Denver last night, and we just beat OKC tonight, man. But top defense in the league, number 1 defense in the league, top 5 offense in the league currently right now. I don't know what it was, man. I think we started out the year 16 and 18, and I guess we just was waiting for Marcus Smart to finally say something to Jason Tatum to kind of, get the team going. And ever since then, man, they just been rolling. Made a couple trades for Derek White, bringing Daniel Theis back, adding to the bench, which we really needed. And man, just rolling right now. It's encouraging to see, but I'm just looking forward to what the Eastern Conference is gonna show out. I've never seen the East this powerful in a long time, so looking forward to it.
EJ, let's talk about your Lakers, man. Did they beat the
They beat the
Cavs.
Cavs.
Win tonight.
They did.
Yeah, they beat the Cavaliers tonight.
They beat the Cavs.
LeBron dunked
Wow,
on
that's a
Kevin
big
Love.
win. Yeah, I saw that. You see, he apologized.
Yeah, he said, "I hold himself by to that win." But Lakers been a roller coaster every season, as you guys all know. You guys are getting your little jabs about it, and I've been joking about Lakers too. It's got to take the punches. This is probably one of their most, not complete, but like they actually seemed engaged, and probably the most engaged they've looked in a long time. I know it's the Cavs. I know the Cavs have been decent this year. I think they're a top 6 team in the East at the moment.
Yeah,
Every young team. But Westbrook's put on a string of, I think, 3 straight games where he's played really good. DJ Augustine came out. I think he had 20 points or something like that on like 6 of 7 shooting. Played really good.
He's still a baller too.
We're getting good minutes from the former Kentucky grad.
He didn't grad.
Yeah, not
One and
grad.
done. We don't graduate here.
Yeah, we don't graduate. Not for basketball.
No.
But Wenyen Gabriel.
Yeah, Wenyen Gabriel.
Yeah, so he's
on the Lakers now.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
We signed him to a two-way contract, I believe.
Nice.
He's been bringing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his second game he started. He started against Toronto a couple 2 games ago, and it's a big reason we won that game because he started off I think he finished the game 7 for 8 or 8 for 9 from the floor with 17 points.
Oh, really?
he's been a big energy guy, and he's a defensive presence. He has a decent 3-point shot, so he spaces the floor for Bron. He's a big hustle player, which we've had.
He's always been like that.
It's something Lakers need because they're old, and then most of the players don't bring the energy every night like they need to. So,
real question: Pelinka's gone after this season, right?
I mean,
like they have to get rid of him, right?
You would think So for me as a Laker fan, seeing all this stuff, I think Pelinka should have put his foot down and gone after DeMar or whatever. I don't know. Obviously, all those stuff, the rumors that came out about how they had the deal set in place for DeMar DeRozan to go to the Lakers and all that stuff. I don't know if it's true or not. It is what it is. It happened, but I think he should have put his foot down and did what he wanted, not caved into what the Stars wanted. If the Westbrook thing's true or whatever, but ideally, I think the Lakers need to bring up Joey and Jesse Buss. Like a lot of people, big basketball people or casual fans might not know them, but Lakers fans, they know that they're in the ones that have been drafting and scouting all our young talents. We've traded away across the league. I mean, their big reasons are G League teams always really good, always has good talent. I mean, they brought in Caruso, they brought in Josh Hart, late round picks, Larry Nance, things like that. They've done and seen all those players do really good and blossom into good players and role players in other cities outside of LA, which is just a credit to the Lakers front office in drafting. Obviously, we weren't able to develop them completely, and they finished developing at other places, but just that talent that they've had, and they were able to pull out like diamonds in the rough. Like this year alone, Austin Reeves, he's playing major minutes as an undrafted rookie. So I think they deserve to be in the front off or the president / GM roles. I think Jeannie needs to get rid of her circle. I think Kurt Rambis has way too much power in our organization for no reason, having nothing besides credit. He did win some championships, but his coaching stuff is not great. I don't like that has final say on some of these decisions, and then we're still talking to Magic, which is great. Magic's great basketball mind or whatever, but the fact that him and Rob Pelinka had their little thing 2-3 years ago, I mean, I don't know. They just need to redo their front office and try to do like what teams like the Warriors do, and like have a good brain trust, but like obviously you get people from all different aspects, so you're not just like all along the same lines trying to go back through like history and it's like this is what we do, this is tradition, blah blah blah.
Yeah, agreed.
And then, as much as I hate to say it, Frank's probably gone this year too. His rotation's been questionable, but the roster wasn't built to enhance his strengths as a coach,
No. And like as much as I like joke around with you and the Lakers, like it hurts to see like LeBron using his last like final years just doing this stuff. Which like I was listening to the Colin Cowherd show today, and he was just like, it's not like a really wasted season for the Lakers. It's just more of like LeBron showing us that if he really wanted to get 40 points a game at this age, then he could have. But like he's a pass first guy. Like he tries to distribute the ball. That he's going to end up passing Kareem. So I think that's just what he's kind of using the rest of this season for. And then just wait until next season to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Laker fans, we're all banking on the fact that as much as punishment, we might back our way into the play-in still, even as inconsistent we playing, and that'll be a new season. And hopefully, if AD is able to come back healthy, I know big if right now because I know he's had his issues just because he just had that bad luck, whatever. But the playoffs are a new season. If we could make it in, do good and play in, I mean, a fully healthy Lakers roster, I still find it's a hard bet against. It's hard to bet against LeBron in a 7-game series, as much as like some people still do it as good as the Suns and Grizzlies and people like that will be. I still don't think a fully healthy Lakers team is a team people want to see first round like that.
We'll see.
Yeah. Again, big if is the health part. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hate to doubt LeBron, but I mean, the Suns proved me wrong last year, so we'll see.
I'm again one of those people. I know injury part of the game. AD doesn't get hurt. Lakers win that series. But it is what it is. What happens, happens.
It is what it is. I mean, I got a LeBron James jersey on right now.
Yeah.
So always repping LeBron, even though I'm a Rockets fan. Still think he should have went to Houston, but that's just me.
JD, I need your former Celtics players to stop hating on the Lakers, man. You had your man, Antoine Walker, or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, what Fox Sports 1, whatever it was today, he said Lakers need to trade AD, Braun, and Russ and just rebuild and restart.
Antoine
Like, what are you
needs to put
talking
down
about?
a fork before he can criticize any basketball on live TV. He looks terrible.
Right.
Oh my goodness, he looks terrible. He needs to be playing 3 sets in the NFL right now. Literally, it's bad, man. But I don't support what he said though, man. You can't listen to all these guys, all these former players, what they say on TV.
No, not one bit. But yeah, we've been going at it for about a little over 45 minutes now. I guess we'll go ahead and sign off. JD can go back to listen to other stuff that he's been doing. EJ can relax. JD, what were you eating?
Oh, nice. I came back from the gym and I was watching the Celtics play and I didn't eat anything and I was like, I just need something quick. So
I feel that. You gotta
hell yeah.
Get your gains in. But we'll go ahead and sign off. JD and EJ, I don't know if you want to throw your socials out there, social media, or I can put them in the YouTube descriptions. We didn't do that last week, so
drop it below.
We gotta give a shout out.
Drop it below.
I was dropping below.
All right, we'll do.
Big guy, but you can follow me. I'll put out some stuff occasionally.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's episode 2 of our official title, Rambling with the Homies. Hope you guys enjoyed. Catch us on YouTube and hopefully soon Apple and Spotify.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys.